Alright, so we're starting with the CAST model, and the CAST model has 3 overriding themes: multiple means of presentation, multiple means of action and expression, and multiple means of engagement. We felt that this one had a focus on learning and some of the big ideas. This one focused really on the class and on instructional practices. The 7 strategies were more related to universal design in architecture. So they took the universal design in architecture 7 guidelines and applied them to school. We felt that these 7 guidelines were more focused on the environment and the tangibles. So they're actually focused on how the classroom is set up and how the classroom works. Going on to the 9, what happened with the 9, looking at universal design for instruction, and it was really just the 7 from the architectural universal design and then adding in instructional climate and community of learners. And we thought this was more overarching and it focused on the whole school, so it really brought into the culture of learning. The umbrellas, so what we saw, the commonality between the 3 was that all 3 of them had built-in flexibility to respond to student needs. Accessibility was built into all 3 of them. It benefited all learners to use any of the 3 strategies. It addressed individual needs, like through individual variables, and all of them were success focused, so focusing on success in learning. We kind of saw it as the CAST model with the 3 was our smallest umbrella. So we kind of saw that as something that teachers could take and they could start working with right away, and kind of create or eliminate as many barriers to learning as possible with those students, like focusing directly on their students. And then the architectural model was more related to thinking about the classroom. So we're creating a little bit bigger umbrella and thinking about how can we also make the classroom more accessible and all the materials and the way it's set up as well. And then going to the blue umbrella where we added into the climate, we started thinking of that as being even bigger, including the whole school. So as you move up through the umbrellas, you reduce more and more barriers, but we were thinking that that CAST model is where you would start and then keep building up. So the CAST one is the one that teachers could probably understand the best because it's written in teacher language. The raindrops are the barriers. The one that made the most sense to us, because it was written in teacher language, was the CAST model with the 3, because it really kind of set things up for the teacher language. But we felt all of them were important, and as you built from the CAST model to the architectural model to more of that instructional model, you would start to build out further and further. So the CAST is the easiest place for teachers to start with, but UDL 7 and 9 have elements that affect multiple paradigms. Looking at the CAST model, we felt that it was kind of missing that whole lack of community of learners that came into the one with the 9 different variables to factor in. We also felt that there was a lot of cognitive barriers that weren't being broken down within that CAST model, and considering some of those other models might help to break those barriers down.